This week, the Tennessee legislature voted in favor of SB 1738, called the Tennessee Foster and Adoptive Parent Protection Act, which doesn't actually protect any kind of parents. Instead, it specifically removes protections for children in Tennessee's foster care system against religious abuse. As the bill itself puts it, the Department of Children's Services shall not establish or enforce a standard rule or policy that precludes consideration of a potential adoptive or foster parent based in whole or in part on the parent's religious beliefs regarding orientation or gender identity. Critically, such beliefs do not create a presumption that any such potential placement is contrary to the best interests of the child. As dozens of civil rights and child abuse watchdog organizations have pointed out, this bill would open up huge portions of Tennessee's youth to conversion therapy and other kinds of religious torture. Since LGBT and trans youth especially are at increased likelihood of being rejected or abandoned by their birth family, both groups are vastly overrepresented in the state's foster care system. Additionally, while this bill might come into conflict with federal protections for children, the way it is worded is significant. It directs the Department of Children's Services to not enforce any such law. Representative Justin Jones had this to say during open discussion, quote, "I find it interesting that the word moral is in this bill because this bill is immoral. Discrimination cloaked under the guise of religion is still discrimination. Hate cloaked under the veil of religion is still hate." He went on to close with this.
This legislature has done everything they can to bully LGBTQ children and teens, and it is wrong. We are adults here bullying children and putting them in environments where they're not safe. When we leave here, colleagues, we should be ashamed that we're letting these things go through. This is a bill that is a solution in search of a problem. This is a bill about legislating hate. This is a bill about using religion, the white sheet, whatever you want to call it, cloaking it over discrimination, over children. And that is who we should be concerned with protecting every day in this body.
Moments later, the bill passed 73-20, and its fate now rests with Governor Lee. But on the other end of the country, a similar struggle has turned into a win for equal rights for all Americans. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports Governor Tony Evers vetoed a bill Tuesday that would have banned trans and gender nonconforming youth from participating on school athletic teams that align with their gender identity. Like similar bills in recent years, it would have forced students into the categories that match their birth certificates, no matter how inappropriate or dangerous such a move might be. Evers said, quote, "This type of legislation and the harmful rhetoric beget by pursuing it harms LGBTQ Wisconsinites and kids' mental health, emboldens anti-LGBTQ harassment, bullying, and violence, and threatens the safety and dignity of LGBTQ Wisconsinites, especially our LGBTQ kids." He went on to say, "We expect our kids to treat each other with kindness, respect, empathy, and compassion, and we should be able to expect adults to lead by example. I urge the Republican majority to do so while fully considering the harmful consequences its efforts and actions have on our kids." The bill drew hours of testimony from hundreds of opponents and multiple supporters. Despite that, Republicans continued to pursue the legislation because the lawmakers said the bill was aimed at protecting children, which is a weird way to phrase do everything we can to hurt kids, but politicians are rarely known for being honest. Kudos to Governor Evers for reminding the self-proclaimed party of family values that morality is, at a minimum, the opposite of actively attempting to harm children.